My name is Amali Vijayavardhana, and I am I'm a graduate from the University of Melbourne, and I started an internship with an accounting company called Dash Partners in March 2020 after applying through my internship. And I've worked with the company. I worked in the company for the last 3 months, and at the end of my internship, I was offered a permanent part-time position with them. Um, I will be acting as an assistant accountant. It's a very small accounting firm in Clayton. So I got to have hands-on experience in all aspects of accounting, bookkeeping, tax returns, drafting financial statements from the beginning to the end of the accounting process. So that was a very valuable experience. I've gained so many skills, and I've gained so much knowledge as well. Yeah, that's it.
All right, that's good to hear. You actually answered like a few of the questions that I was gonna ask you already. So
Okay.
that's good. That's good.
Sorry.
How did you find out about our program in the first place? Do you still
Uh,
remember? Yeah.
I think it was to a family friend.
Oh, okay, great. And do you remember who was your placement coordinator for the program?
Was it you? No, this is I'm confused. Is it you or Olga?
Olga. Olga technically is your placement coordinator and I'm your support officer.
Okay.
So what did you think about, the learning materials or the video sessions and the assistance that we provided you? I mean, not just me, but also your placement coordinator, Olga. How was the conversations that you've had with her so far?
Um, this was kind of a very fast process. So I applied. I think I either on a Monday or a Tuesday, and then I think I had a call you on Wednesday, just to run through everything that's going on. But I think on that same Wednesday, I was um said that I had an interview. So it was very brief, but in that like 1.5 ish days, I browsed through the materials and I went through all of the information that you've given me about an interview and what not to say and what to say. And yeah, for me, I feel like it was different experience for me because I didn't have a lot of time with the resources, but I did make use of some of them. um and I guess I got to speak to you and Olga and like get your opinions on things. And yes, it was great having someone who don't like someone who knew what was um to come and to guide me through the process.
All right, that's good. That's good. That's very nice to hear. Do you can you tell us about, the specific learnings that you acquired from the host company that you didn't know or at least haven't experienced before going into the internship with them?
Okay. I When I was in university, I didn't get to do a lot of these accounting softwares. Barely, very little, because they more at least in my university, we focus more on the academic side of things. We focus on theories. But when I started the internship, I think I started off with the accounting softwares, and I started doing the bookkeeping from the beginning. It was kind of similar to the things that I did in like high school, but in a practical sense. So the theory is kind of aligned with what I was actually doing. I gained a lot of experience with the bookkeeping and drafting like tax returns and um, I guess like liaising with the Australian tax office. Something that I for personal reasons I have related with them, but like in a business sense, like um, to see how tax returns, you know, end up and all that. I think the main thing is probably like the accounting softwares, and there's many in the market, but it is actually quite similar when you learn one of them. It's kind of easy to go learn the other ones because it's kind of the same methods. And I had like I had two wonderful mentors at the office. One of them left when I was there, but they really helped me through all the things, and so did my boss. So yeah.
All right, great, great. And you mentioned earlier that you actually received good news from the host company towards the end of your placement. And you
Yeah.
start this week or last week, sorry.
I started officially. I finished my internship last week, so I started as a employee this week. Um, and my boss kind of told me halfway through my internship, so he kind of was like, if you won't want to stay, like if that would be fine. And um, I didn't mind staying because I felt like this was a good opportunity for me to learn more and gain more experience.
All right, that's good to hear. How's your first week, by the way?
I personally don't feel a huge difference because it's the same kind of work, but I guess now I'm given a little bit more responsibility. That would be the difference, but I don't really feel a difference. I'm still working the same way I did before. Yeah.
And that's definitely or probably one of the reasons why they hire you in the first place, because being very professional, I remember you being very responsible and always being prepared. Even on the mock interviews there were very little feedbacks or very little improvement that has to be made, because it seems that you did some preparations by yourself already. So that's good to hear.